So I want to do a quick video here because my internet went out temporarily. It was a couple hours, and it reminded me of times when I worked in customer service for IT and various other industries where customers are calling upset. And I wanted to point out something that shows just how ridiculous people are. So whenever I worked for a company that provided services like internet or network services and would go down, inevitably a few customers would call in and some would be very belligerent and be demanding a refund. They immediately want a bill credit because their service was down. And I just want to let you guys know how ridiculous you sound when you do that. And I'll explain why in a minute here, but you're asking for nothing when you do this. When you're complaining because your internet service is down and you threaten to cancel because it was down for a couple hours, usually of no fault of the provider, things happen. And then you want a refund, you sound ridiculous. Generally, we're going to give you a bill credit. That's happened in almost every industry I've worked. Let me explain to you why, though. Because even if you're paying, let's say you're paying $150 a month for just your internet service, and your internet was down for 2 hours. Like, if we give you just the credit for the couple of hours, you're going to get like a nickel. A nickel. But most of these companies will give you the day for the credit. And about $150, for a month for the service, you might be getting $4 or $5. Generally, you're going to get a small credit for that outage, though. And that's why it sounds ridiculous. That's why you guys sound so ridiculous when you're like, I want a credit now. And it's like you're not getting the month for free because 2 hours of service was down. Even if the whole day was down, like, you're not getting a whole month's worth of credit. But I always find it funny when people do that. And then they always yell at the technicians. Like, if I'm your technician and all I'm relaying to is the information that, yes, the service is down, there's nothing that can be done, they're working on it, maybe a drunk driver hit the providing posts, where the interconnect where your stuff's at. I forget the actual name for that, but maybe they hit that. Or maybe your lines run on a telephone pole and a drunk driver hit that. Or maybe a squirrel chewed through the line or something. These are things that happen that bring service down, and there's really nothing that anybody can do to predict that. They can just try to repair it as quickly as possible. And a lot of the times the technicians that do the work are going out there late night or in bad weather. I mean, talking in winter when it snows real bad and it's icy, they're putting themselves at risk to climb up high to get that repaired for you. And you're complaining about a couple of hours being out or a day. Look, I understand some people run businesses off of that. I do, but it's your job to figure it out. And yelling at your service provider or the technicians is not figuring it out. You're just wasting time. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there as I've experienced in this field. And that reminded me, my service being out today reminded me of what it was like when I used to work and man phones, having to deal with irate customers who are really just off base. And it just kind of points to the fact how bad customer service is in this country. And I don't mean as far as like we treat the clients bad. I mean the clients are treating the industry bad because of that half-assed saying the customer is always right. And there's more to that than just that. But a lot of people have forgotten that. So, but yeah, you're not really getting anything. And I just want to add that there. So thanks for listening, guys. And if you have any comments, feel free to leave them below. Be nice, though.